Hello and welcome to Postcard and a Pint. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Wills.
And today we're in London. London, baby. In today's video, we are going to take you from Leicester Square over to
Covent Garden.
Yeah, around Neal's yard, and basically just around that area, and we'll finish up with a very nice pint in a lovely pub, a pub that's a favourite of ours. So
we don't know which one yet, but it will be a favourite of ours.
We've got lots.
We like all pubs.
So come with us, and we'll just take you back to earlier in the day. Well, this feels mighty strange. This is the first time we've been on a train in 2 years, and it's the first time we've not actually stayed at our house for 2 years. So very strange, looking forward to it, looking forward to getting down to London, and yeah, come with us on a train, first time in 2 years. We only booked yesterday, and we booked the Leicester Square hotel via Airbnb because it was cheaper. So we've got this room for 63 quid. We're only here for one night. I'd say it's brilliant for one night. It's lovely and clean. It's a bit snug, but it's lovely and clean. Nice bed. Bathroom is just there. Bit of space here. But anyway, who needs it? We're off out exploring. Come with us.
Yeah, here we are at Leicester Square. We've just come out of exit 2 and we took the Northern Line south from Euston, and it's about 4 stops. 4, 3, 4? Something like that. 4 stops.
Let's go.
Here we are near Leicester Square, originally known as Leicester Fields because it was named after Leicester House, which was built by the Earl of Leicester. And we've got a plane going over, so I hope you can hear me. In the 1700s, the house was demolished and it became known as Leicester Square. So a couple of facts for you. First thing is Leicester Square to Covent Garden is the shortest routes on the Northern Line, well on any of the lines. It's only 260 metres, so it's quicker to walk, and also we're smack in the middle of the West End part of London, and only 5 minutes walk between most of the famous theatres and cinemas and comedy venues and those kind of places. Officially, there are 39 theatres in London's West End. If you are planning a trip to the theatre and haven't pre-booked your tickets, there are a number of official ticket outlets in and around Leicester Square. It's okay though, they're all legit and you can get some great deals on the day. Problem is, we got a bit peckish, so we've come in the Mexican, which we've been to lots of times.
And we're very glad it survived the pandemic. We're very glad it survived.
Corona.
I'm so much funnier than you.
Fair play. They thought our order was taking a bit too long, so they brought some nachos, before our nachos.
A bit wham.
With the sauce, and oh, it's good.
It's got a kick. favourite pastimes in London is a nacho stop. So where better to come than Pacificos Mexican in Langley Street?
I didn't expect them to.
Let's go for it. Behind me is Pineapple Studios. It was founded in 1979 by Debbie Moore, and many of my youth dancer career was spent in that building, or more often than not queuing up that street to wait for an audition, and I'm so glad those days are over. But funny old thing, we just bumped into one of my ex-pupils outside, Emily Travis.
We found Emily.
We found Emily. This is Neal's yard. It was named after 17th century developer Thomas Neal. This used to be warehouses used by Covent Garden's fruit and veg market as storage. It was bought in the 1970s for £7,000. Can you believe how many millions it's supposed to be worth now? £7,000. And then since then it's been developed. It now has a lot of alternative health remedies, health food shops, bars, cafes, vegan eateries, artisan bread. It's a really lovely place to come and spend a little while.
Covent Garden station is on the Piccadilly line, but if you're getting out here, prepare to walk up 193 steps, or you could just take the lift.
Here we are at Covent Garden. We've got the famous piazza behind me. What can I tell you about Covent Garden? Well, it used to be called Covent, no, not Covent. Convent, that's the word. Convent Garden. There's also been a market on this site since the 1600s. This particular one was built around about the 1830s, I think, where it was a flower and veg market. That then closed in the 1960s, but it was closed until about 1980, where it was opened up again for shopping and retail and cafes, and as you see it today.
Most of the shops in the Covent Garden Piazza are designer or niche shops, or cafes or bars, but the Jubilee Market is different. This is more your bootleg t-shirts, your vinyl records, candles, cafes and local artwork. Much more our kind of thing. This is St Paul's Church, also known as the Actors' Church. Here is the Museum for Transport for London.
It's the Royal Opera House. Down that street there is the famous Royal Ballet School, and they've got studios on the right side of the room, and if you have a look at the sort of tunnel that goes across to the theatre, they've got direct connection to the Royal Opera House. The Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, commonly known as Drury Lane. This is the fourth theatre that is on this site. It's a Grade 1 listed building, and the first theatre on this site was built in 1663, making this the oldest theatrical site still in use in London today.
Here we are on the side of Somerset House. We actually got kicked out from filming in the grounds. We're not allowed to do that, so we've come around here. Little fact for you, they first started building Somerset House in 1547, and it was being built by the chap called Edward Seymour, who was the Earl of Somerset. Unfortunately, he was executed in 1552 at the Tower of London, so we never got to see it. In 1603 it was renamed Denmark House, but in 1775, whoa, look at that.
I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I don't know if I got that.
But anyway, in 1775 it was demolished, but work soon began on it again, and you get what you see today, and it was complete in 1779.
For us, we absolutely love Somerset House, and it's somewhere that if we're absolutely knackered from walking around London and we need a break, we will go and sit in the middle with a book, get a Coke or a beer, depends on the time of day, and just sit and chill out for half an hour, 40 minutes, read a book. Often there's a festival or an exhibition or something, as you see from the footage today. There's a Dodge Fest, a Dodgem Festival. London Fashion Week's here, and
Annual ice drink.
Oh, ice cream, Christmas.
And they have the water fountains.
Yeah, and then my favourite bit is just the water fountains. That in the summer on a hot day, the water fountains are blasted in the middle, there's kids running in and out, and it's brilliant.
Behind me we've got the Lyceum Theatre, currently showing The Lion King, which has been up for donkey's years. Now, uninteresting fact of the day, the Lyceum Theatre used to be run by the actor Henry Irving, and his general manager, because he was the artistic director, his general manager was Bram Stoker, no less. Dracula fame.
The Savoy is one of the luxury hotels in London. It's way too posh for us. It was built by the impresario Richard Doyley Cart with the profits from his Gilbert and Sullivan operas. The Savoy Court is the only place in the UK where people drive on the right. We drive on the left in the UK, but you drive on the right here. This dates back to the Hackney carriage days, and it meant that the driver could put his arm out the door, bend it back, open the door, and let all the posh people out hotel side without having to get out.
Put you in the coal hole.
Here we are on the Strand. We're trying to go to the Nell Gwynn. It's Pint time!
Pint time!
Between the Vaudeville and Adelphi theatres, you will find Bull Inn Court. Just up here is the Nell Gwynne Tavern, named after the infamous mistress of King Charles II. Nell sold fruit in the nearby Covent Garden market before gaining fame as an actress on the stage of the Drury Lane Theatre.
How's your day been then?
It's been great. I've walked for miles as usual. Got my pint. I'm okay. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and drop us a comment below. We're hopefully going to do a kind of, well, we're just going to magically do a little map that goes with this, and you can see the route we did. Cheers.
Here we are in the beautiful Nell Gwynn pub, and it's been a fantastic day, and as we always say on Postcard and a Pint, cheers to the good times. How much did the Cockney girl pay to get her hair washed?
Not a clue.
£10. £10.